The players collectively discard 2 cards. I don't have any cards left in my hand, almost. Alright, it is our turn. We only have that 1 card that we will equip, and that's it. That's our turn, because we don't have anything else. Hey everyone, this is Thecos and welcome to my playthrough of the latest installment of Astro Knights. So Astro Knights Eternity was just delivered, has just been delivered a few weeks ago to my home, and I already have like the first installment of it. I haven't played that one on the channel yet, but I will probably do so in the future. But I think Astro Knights Eternity is the more interesting because now it has an expedition system, just like Aeon's End does. If you want to know how like these games play, I will show you for Astro Knights, of course, but also I have an Aeon's End playthrough series on my channel, and there you can like see like Aeon's End in action. Astro Knights is like the more streamlined version with a few little rule changes. But now we have an expedition system here, so that's why I will play through that expedition, which is like I think 4 battles, and then yeah, you will like have a pretty good idea of how this game plays. So it's pretty interesting. A few disclaimers before we start. First of all, it is very, very stormy here, and I think that will be for a little while. I took off work also because I wanted to record all of that for you, because 4 of these videos is a lot to record, and I will do so now during my days off work. But unfortunately, it's very, very stormy at the moment, so that's something we will have to live with. I hope it will not be too loud in the background. If it is, then I'm very sorry for that. Second disclaimer is that I haven't played the expedition yet. I want to experience that together with you. But I have played Astro Knights Eternity, I have played the original Astro Knights, and I know Aeon's End and the expedition system very well. So the gameplay will not suffer from that. On the contrary, I really want to experience it together with you. I think that's quite exciting. Last but not least, there's quite a bit of story here in the expedition mode, like in the standard expedition mode. So I will of course read all of that out, and also read out like the characters and the heroes and also the bosses. But I will add timestamps to this video so you can't skip ahead if you don't want to hear that. But I think it just makes everything more immersive. Alright, and without much further ado, let me just start setting up the game. Alright, and that is pretty much the setup of the game. So, usually I have it arranged a little bit differently, but usually I have like everything a little bit more down, like the hero a bit more down, that I can place like my attack cards here. But I want everything like to be not, I don't want to pull up the camera too much so you can see like most of it. So that's what I did. So I will play the attack cards here on to the right. Right here will be my discard pile. Then here I will play my attack cards. I think that should work somehow. And here I will play like the enemies cards. It's not perfect, but I think for like the sake of this video, I think it's a pretty good compromise. So we will be playing Caleb. There are 4 heroes that we can choose for the first playthrough, and I chose Caleb. We will play against the Dirathian Behemoth. There are already like a lot of cards like in the discard pile, but they will like be composed in new deck whenever the Behemoth reaches the next level. So let me just first like read out the story of the pre-fight 1, so what happens before fight 1, and then we can get started with playing the game. As I said, I'm sorry for the storm in the background. There's nothing I can do, unfortunately, and I cannot just wait for the weather to calm down to record videos, otherwise this YouTube channel won't work, to be honest. Alright, so pre-fight 1. Captain? Oi, Caleb! Captain Caleb Cruz comes back to himself just in time to see a pair of bright pink fingers flick him square in the nose. He whacks his knee against the bottom of his control panel as he startles, shaking away the daydream he'd lost himself in. You seemed like you were dead or something, chirps Sana, his recent assailant and weapons officer. Although she mainly seems to use her combat prowess against his poor, unsuspecting head. Or was it just one of your classic eye-open naps? I wasn't napping, Caleb replies, rubbing his sore knee. I was looking out the cockpit window because I was piloting our ship. You know, the ship that keeps us employed? Tana laughs, clapping her captain on the shoulder, and Caleb decides not to mention what he'd been imagining he saw out there in the twinkling void stretching all around them. Space raiders and distress beacons, black holes and daring blaster fights. The kind of life he'd pictured while he and Reshi were building this ship, piece by hidden piece nabbed off the scrap heaps behind the central landing bay. He thought the universe would be so much bigger. Caleb turns to see his old friend and mechanic, Reshi, poking her head out the trapdoor that leads to the lower decks. The ship is incredibly tight quarters for 3 people to share, so Reshi likes to sleep near the propulsion stream. She says the thrumming pulse is like a heartbeat, lulling her to sleep. Caleb doesn't know how she can stand the heat. The micron signature diode is pinging. Looks like there's salvage on that planet below us, and it could be big. That's Dirathian, Caleb says, pulling out the control column until the tiny white planet swings into view. Never been, but I hear it gives a hell of a frosty reception. No offense to your beloved hunk of junk, Sana says, holding up her hands in defense, but Dirathian's got atmospheric storms that, rip apart colony ships, which, if you were wondering, are way bigger and stronger than us. Like we're little Scotland just snuffling around the ground for newberries, and there's a literal million-ton colony ship. Are we going to be able to land there? Oh, don't worry, Caleb smirks back, flipping his bangs out of his eyes with a motion he's practiced way more than he'd ever admit. He cracks his knuckles and pulls down his nav goggles. They hum to life with a soft red glow laying out holographic schematics between his ship and Dirathian. He could do this in his sleep. This kitty can handle anything. I thought we discussed you not being allowed to call the ship Kitty anymore, Reshi shouts over the snowstorm around them. They grab their exosuits before leaving the ship, which are graded to resist even the harshest planetary conditions. But Caleb can still feel the cold seeping into him, turning his toes numb. You said I couldn't call her Kitten, Caleb counters. Add Kitty to the list. Rashi's glare is somehow even frostier than the air around them. Come on, we agreed on the name together, Resh. We agreed on Bobcat. The Bobcat. It's very different. I found the wreck, Sana calls out ahead of them, waving the scanner above her head and dancing around with some of her seemingly infinite energy. It's huge. We're having this discussion, Caleb says in his captainist voice as he strides forward to join Sana at the side of the wrecked spaceship. She's right. It is huge, the kind of ship usually owned by government organizations, but Caleb hasn't heard any talk of something that important going down in this sector. The warped metal walls rising up above them are so caked in layers of ice that it's impossible to tell how long it's been since this ship crash landed, or what could have happened to it. Under the ice, in faded letters, he can just barely make out a name. The Athena. Got it, Reshi says, stepping back from a hatch door that opens with a hiss of long-preserved oxygen. Caleb rests his hand gently on his laser pistol as he creeps inside. They're far from the only scrappers in this area. The inside of the Athena is a mess, wires hanging from panels, furniture overturned and mangled. Sana starts humming as she strips copper out of the wall shielding, shuffling it into a bag as the trio continue further. Caleb keeps his eyes forward, surveying the destruction, trying to keep watch for any threats. But the ship seems silent. Even the howling storm outside is deadened by the metal walls around them. Caleb sticks his fingers into the edge of a frozen door and forces it open, revealing a dark and empty cockpit. A huge cracked window looks out over the snow outside, and the walls are ringed with complicated-looking machinery that even a lifelong pilot like Caleb couldn't guess at the use for. In the center of the floor are 4 high-backed command chairs, each one at the end of one of the points of a golden star painted on the ground. What? Sana says, her glowing green antenna painting the room in a sickly light. That looks kind of familiar. No way. Reshi rushes forward before Caleb can stop her, running up to one of the chairs and spinning it around so that everyone can see what's in it. A yellow humanoid robot. A sniper rifle balanced across its lap and a single-eyed dart. This class of android predates the Architect Intelligence Sanctions of 7325. That means it could still be running with Tesseract crystals in its neuron array. Even though the words mean next to nothing to him, Caleb has known Reshi long enough to know that when she shows this level of excitement, it's a big deal. So, they're valuable? Reshi scowls at him, clearly disappointed. This isn't salvage, Caleb. It's a historical marvel. It needs to be in a museum or studied. I mean, it's barely even damaged at all. Reshi kneels down and pulls out her every tool. Sparks fly over her shoulders as she starts to fuse the hanging wires back together until suddenly, the robot's eye begins to glow green and steady. Operations restored. The robot says, slowly lifting one arm and then another. They look down at Reshi, who's still kneeling in front of them. Who are you? We're the crew of the Bobcat, Caleb calls out. Who are you? I am ZAK. The robot stands up, slinging the rifle over the shoulder of the Astro Knights. The Astro Knights, Tanner yelps, her antenna standing straight up in shock. Suddenly there is a massive explosion as the huge window at the front of the cockpit explodes inward, showering ice and rock and glass over the entire room. A huge behemoth of a creature stares down over them, thick with spiky white fur, hot breath rising out of a mouth full of 100 of jagged fangs. "Run!" Caleb calls, and Reggie jumps to her feet, but before she can go anywhere, ZAK grabs her by the arm. "No." ZAK lifts Reggie's hand and pushes a small metal circle into it. "We can fight." "Fight that? Are you nuts?" Caleb has to shout to be heard over the sudden blizzard whipping through the cockpit, but ZAK seems totally unfazed by it all as they cross calmly to Caleb and Sana. "This is a Star Core, the legendary weapon of the Astro Knights." Caleb looks down as ZAK passes him a glowing red medallion. It's small, but just touching it, Caleb can feel its power flowing through him. The air doesn't even feel cold anymore. With it, you have unlimited energy. You can power up and control any of the technology and weaponry left behind on this ship. You can fight anything. "But we're not fighters," Caleb says, staring up at the behemoth's serrated claws. "Just a single one could crush them all." "We're just scrappers. We came here to salvage your ship." "Well," CAK tilts their mechanical head considering Caleb's protest. "You had better learn quickly." Alright, so that is how like the four got to know each other, right? And we will play Caleb like the captain for the first fight. I wanted to take Reggie, but I think Caleb is the better fit. Also like the storm that is outside, that is kind of fitting for like that ice behemoth that we're now fighting, right? So it kind of fits the atmosphere. Alright, so we can now start playing the game actually. So let me just say a few words about what you see here and how the game roughly works. I will explain the rest like while we play, as we're playing, right? So we have like 3 to 4 different areas here. First of all, up here, I put everything for the boss, right? So this is the boss's health. That is 30. No, wait, that's the other way around. Sorry, give me a second. The boss has 60 health. And our homeworld that we are trying to protect has 30. Otherwise, it would be a bit too easy. So the Dirathian Behemoth works like this, that it always draws 2 instead of just 1 card, right? So that is a little bit tougher then. But otherwise, this is like this is a pretty straightforward boss. It will mostly attack the homeworld. Going to the next area that I was just talking about, that's the homeworld, Dirath, 30 health. And we can also like power up the homeworld to have like specific effect. We lose the game if the homeworld reaches 0 health. We also lose the game if the boss is at level 3 and needs to reshuffle his deck. Like the deck is empty, then we also lose. We win if we reduce the boss's health to 60. Then the next area we have up here is the market. The market works differently than in Aeon's End, in case you know Aeon's End. These are all different cards in here. These are like 6 different decks, but each deck has like a lot of different cards. Some of them have duplicates, but it's different than in Aeon's End, because in Aeon's End you have like 9 market cards and each deck has exactly the same cards. That's not the case here, so we don't know what will come up for us. These 2 decks here are mainly for the energy we need, right? So we can like buy new cards and power up stuff. Then this one is like tech, that is just specific things that can happen, that we can do, and these are weapons, and these are the main way to damage the boss. Then we have the turn order deck here. That is a deck that will be shuffled actually, and we will always turn over the deck and see, is it our turn or is it the boss's turn? And the last thing we have is our hero. On the left we have the deck. We have a few cards that we start in hand, our starting hand, and we have our discard pile here. And I will like put the weapons we equip over here probably, at least for now. So let's see how that works. And that's pretty much what you see here. I will explain the turns as we go. So then we can get started with the game. So at the beginning of the turn, we always turn over the turn order deck, and then we see whose turn it is. We have 3 of cards in here. The boss has 2 cards, so we almost have the same amount of turns, same number of turns. In a 2 to 4 player game, you would have like 4 turn order cards for the players and 2 of the boss. So we have 1 less. But I mean, we can play by ourselves, which is a little bit easier than like when we have to wait for other people to go first, for other players. So it's our turn. First what we do is we activate our weapons that we have equipped, but we have non-equipped. We can equip as many weapons as we have slots activated here. At the moment it's just 1. So what can we do? Well, we have like the fuel here, like, which is like the power, like the energy that we need. And that is just called fuel. I always say energy, but it's like fuel, right? So we can use that for different things. So let me go through all the things that we can do. We can like play fuel to like have fuel energy to do specific things. We can also play tech, which is these green cards. We can equip weapons to our slots. At the moment, only one. We can then gain a card from the supply deck. You see the costs right here. So I have 4 fuel here. So with 4 fuel, I could buy that card, this one, yeah, these 2, for example, right? And then we can also like overcharge a tech here. That means we can play that cost, do that effect, and then put the card at the bottom of the deck. The thing is that we just don't put it in our deck, right? But that's also one thing that we can do if we want to use it immediately, but we can only use it once. Another thing we can do is we can pay 3 fuel to gain a new slot, so we can equip more weapons at the same time. We can also pay 2 fuel to power up. As soon as we're powered up all the way up to 4, we can use our main ability here. And what we can also do is we can activate that ability in our turn when it's up to 4. And we can also activate the Homeworld's ability in case it is powered up completely. Our hero will not power up the Homeworld, so that is not really a thing, except if we like find any cards that do that. And the last thing we can do is like use one of these afterburn effects. Some cards have like that red banner here. As soon as such a card is in our discard pile, we can once per turn use these effects. And that is pretty much all we can do. So let me just play a turn and then we can kind of see how that works. Before we really get going, let's also take a look at the boss and at our hero, so we kind of know who they are. Scouting report for the Dirathian Behemoth. Only the toughest creatures can manage to thrive in the freezing blizzards of the ice planet Dirath, and this Behemoth is the toughest of them all. It's a violent, mindless monster looking for only one thing: to crush you before you can crush it. Fighting something so simplistic may seem straightforward at first. But don't forget, Astro Knights, you're on the Behemoth's home turf. The local critters may be nothing but an annoyance to you at first, but let enough pile up and they'll become a devastating horde. Plus, you're fighting the raging storms in sub-zero temperature as much as you're fighting the Behemoth. The longer this fight goes on, the more your bodies will start to slow down from the freeze, while this furry beast will only move faster and faster. There's no time to waste. Finish the fight quickly before you're crunched like an Astro Popsicle. So that is the enemy we are fighting today. And our hero is Caleb. Name Caleb Cruz, designation pilot, planet of origin Centurion. Or Centurion. Specialty, late damage and support. Comments. Since both his parents were air traffic controllers, Caleb grew up playing around landing gear in the immense Centurion City spaceport. His sharp intellect and lack of supervision got him into and out of plenty of dangerous scrapes. He met Reshi when they both snuck into the same engine bay of a parked cruiser. Their shared interests quickly led to a fast friendship, and they began to dream together about getting off Centurion and finally exploring the stars. A plan emerged between the two of them to steal a few pieces at a time from junkyards or under-repair spaceships and hide them away until they had enough parts to build a ship of their own. It took over a decade of hard work and friendship before the Bobcat was completed, but she was perfect. Everything they'd ever dreamed of. Caleb and Reshi took to the stars together, and they've never looked back once. Alright, so now we know all of the characters involved in our little boss fight here. Okay. So we have like these 4 fuels. So first of all, we do have a weapon here, quick draw pulse, attack, deal 1 damage, and also we can draw 1 card. We will equip that. We will not be able to play that, like to attack with that now, right? We will just do that like at the beginning of next round, like in the attack phase. Now we're in the main phase. So we have 4 fuel. With that 4 fuel, I could power up here. And we have a pretty cool power actually. Activate during your main phase. Attack with one of your weapons. Your allies, which is us, we are our own ally, right? May collectively discard up to 4 cards. For each card discarded this way, increase that weapon's damage by 2. So we can attack, discard 4 cards, and deal like 8 extra damage. That is incredible. That is a lot. Alright, so, but we have 4 fuel. So I will spend 2 fuel to get that Solaris engine here that will just give us 2 fuel at a time. And also if we have the maximum number of slots, which I will work towards, we can actually heal our homeworld, which is very important. So we put that in our discard pile here, right? And then we turn over the next card, which costs 3. So we can't really buy anything with these cards here, right? So what I will do, I will discard these cards that I played, and I will also discard these from my hand. And then we draw back up to 5 cards, which is all of these that we have in the deck currently. That was already one of our turns. It's our turn again. We will attack here. Attack, deal 1 damage. So we deal 1 damage to the Behemoth. We can also attack minions if there are any, but at the moment there's not. And also we can draw a card. We don't have a deck here, so we take our discard pile. We don't shuffle it. We just turn it over and put it here. And then we draw a card. Okay, that is the Solaris engine that we purchased. So, I will equip a blaster. Then I will spend 2 fuel. No, 3 fuel, sorry about that. I mean, I will spend 3 fuel to get another slot. And also I will use 2 fuel. I forgot that last round. To power up once. I should have done that last round. So now we have 2 slots. That means we can also equip another weapon. So now we have 2 weapons. Let me put them down here like this. So next round we can attack twice. So, and then we put these in our discard pile. I will put them in like this. Like we can always like choose the order in which we discard our cards, right? We just cannot shuffle the discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Turn order. It is our turn again. That means the last 2 cards will be the boss. Okay, so let's see. First we attack and deal 2 damage. That is not good, but it's a start. Alright, we need definitely more firepower. I will equip another weapon here again, and we have 4 fuel. With 4 fuel we can get this weapon here. Attack, deal 3 damage. Any ally may discard a card. If they do, return a card that costs 0 fuel from your discard pile to your hand. That is not that great, but 3 damage isn't too bad. Alternatively, we can also like power up here, right? That would also be an option. Actually, I think I will take the Corona Flare. That costs 3 fuel. And with that one, we gain 2 fuel. And also if we have 3 or more equipped weapons, then we gain 3 fuel instead. That is not too bad. Khazar Cell, bolts to power up, gain 2 fuel. Okay. So that is fine. And that last fuel I will just discard, I think. Yeah. So discard all of that. I draw back up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. Okay. And then it is the boss's turn. The boss turn always consists of 2 different phases. First of all, we activate all cards in the play area of the boss, but there aren't any yet. And the second phase is that we draw a card and we do what it says. They can be minions. They can also be like strikes. Strikes are like just single attacks, and then we discard them. Minions stay in play. They receive a specific amount of health. This one gains 3 health. And then next time it's the boss's turn, it will activate and will damage us. Okay, so we need to get rid of that one as well, so we can attack them as well. And then the Dirathian Behemoth has a specific ability that it always draws a second card. So that is a strike, bite. The player with the most slots, that's always us, suffers 2 damage and discards a card. So 1 damage, and we also discard a card. Let's just discard one of these fuel cards, I guess. Okay. And then it's of course the boss's turn again. So this one activates, we suffer 1 damage, and we draw a card, which is a strike. The Homeworld suffers 2 damage. Alright, so that's 28 left. And then the special ability, we draw another card. The player with the strike again, smash. The player with the fewest slots, which is us, suffers 1 damage. Another player loses a slot. Another player, that's also us, so we lose a slot. That is pretty bad. That was not too good. So now we shuffle this deck here because, wait, it's empty, right? So let me just quickly shuffle that here like this. I think that works. Alright, it is the boss's turn again. Oh man, we're really being damaged here. Suffers 1 damage. So if it's like really bad, the boss can go 4 times in a row. And then we draw 2 cards. The first one is a strike, rend. Any player discards a card and suffers 1 damage. We are just discarding cards. That is not good. And we suffer 1 damage. Okay, we're really low on health. Maybe I can find something to actually heal up here. And then we draw a second card, which is a strike again. Any player suffers 2 damage. Discard a card from the boss deck. Okay, the boss deck is now empty. I will tell you later what that does. Alright, so now it's our turn, finally. Okay, so first we attack. We deal 1 damage. I will deal that 1 damage to the minion. And then we can also draw a card. Okay, then I will equip... I will actually pay these 3 here to gain another slot and then equip 2 weapons. It's not a very great turn, but it's better than nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's just fuel, right? Yeah. But okay, with that we can actually get like maybe something good. Please, our turn again. No, it's the boss. Okay, we are close to being dead. We might have to restart this. I don't know if we can still survive. We have only 2 health left. So now we see there are no cards for the boss. That means we now need to shuffle this deck. But before we do, like every time we have to draw a card, but before we do, the boss now, because the deck is done, the boss levels up. So we now take the level 2 card here and put it here on top. So now the boss is leveled up to level 2. And now it says during the boss draw phase, draw and resolve an additional card from the boss deck. Well, that is just regular, but each minion enters with 1 more health. And instant minions in play gain 1 health. So all the minions are now stronger. But apart from that, the boss does the same thing, drawing 1 card, drawing 2 cards per turn. Oh man, we have lost so much health. Is there anything that lets us heal? I don't think so. No, there's nothing that lets us heal. So, well, I mean, we can actually die, right? We just need to just all the damage that we receive is directed to the homeworld times 2. So that is pretty bad. Alright, so now we draw 2 cards. First of all, we have a strike. The homeworld suffers 2 damage. Yeah, things like that are okay. Better the homeworld than us, because otherwise we die. And a minion with 3 health plus 1, because we're at level 2, right? Like the boss is at level 2, so that's 4 health. So we do have an issue now. But that one is attacking the homeworld. Okay. So it is now our turn twice in a row. Alright, so first we do deal 2 damage. I will definitely do that, and let's get rid of that one soonish. We don't have any attack cards, that's pretty bad. But we do have 2, 4... We do have 6 fuel that we can use. This one deals 3 damage. That wouldn't be too bad, and does have that afterburn effect. That's pretty good. So I will buy that for 6. And then we have 1 left with which I can't do anything, so we will also discard that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, and then it's our turn again. Alright, so we do have a weapon now. We need more weapons for sure. We have 1, 3, 4, we have 5. Let me also get that weapon here. Like the secondary ability isn't that great, but it does deal 3 damage. That is not too bad. So I think that is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we need to hope that the minion actually that we actually go first, not the boss. Yes, we do. Okay, that's good, because then we can deal that 1 damage here and finally get rid of that minion here, because that one was really bad. And also we can draw a card. That is also good. Alright, 1, 2, 4. Okay, we have 4 energy, which is good, because I will actually play 3. I will use 3. So we can get 1 more slot, and now we can equip 3 weapons. Like this. I will just put them all here. I think that works quite well. And the last one, the last power core, the last fuel, I will also just discard. Alright, I gain 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Okay, so let's see whose turn it is. Our turn. That is good. So now we can deal 3, 4, 5 damage. So I will deal 4 damage to this one here and 1 damage to that one. So we cannot split damage from one source, but I have like these two that deal 4 damage there and this one that deals 1 damage there. So that is good. Wonderful. So these are all discarded, and now we have something here with an afterburn effect in our discard pile. We can now use that once per turn as long as it is in our discard pile. And that one lets us power up. So let's do that, because with that power we can actually deal a lot of damage. So we have 3, 5, we have 5 fuel. I will first equip that weapon, and now we have 5 fuel. Oh, I forgot to turn that over. Oh, there's another weapon. Deal 2 damage and gain 1 health. That is good. We do need something that can grant us health. That is really good. So let's do this. Let's spend 3, right? These 3 here. To get that card here. And then we have 2 left. I could get this one here to get more fuel, but I think I will use these 2 to actually power up 1 more. That is pretty good. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and it is the boss's turn. Nothing to activate, so we draw 2 cards. A strike. The Homeworld suffers 1 damage, and we also discard a deck from the card from the boss deck. 1 damage? Yeah. And then we draw a second card. RIP, strike. The Homeworld suffers 1 damage. Same thing that we just had. And we discard another card here. So, okay. That was that. Now it is our turn. So first we deal 3 damage. Deal 3 damage to the boss. So down to 53. And also I could discard a card to get a card that costs 0 back into my hand. But I don't think that is too useful, actually. Well, not really, no. So what I will do is I will play that card. Also, I can do the afterburn to power up. So I'll just power up once. So now we're at full power, which is great. We can use that during the main phase at some point. And then we have 2, 3, 4, 5 fuel. With this one we can actually power up the Homeworld with that attack. That's not too bad. Activate during any player's main phase. Any player gains 3 health and gains a slot. That is actually pretty good. We can start powering up the Homeworld and using that effect. So I think I will do that. I will actually pay 3 to get this weapon here, and I will pay another 2 to get the fuel here. I think that's pretty good. So then I will discard all of these, and then we will draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We are getting places, and then it's the boss's turn. We draw 1 card. The Homeworld suffers 1 damage and powers down. Well, there is nothing to power down. And the second card is a minion. With 3 health, like 2 plus 1. Activate, discard a card from the boss deck, and any player suffers 1 damage. Okay, we will have to get rid of that as well very soon. Okay, then it's our turn. Let me just quickly shuffle them like around here like this. And then it is our turn. Good. Alright, so first we deal 1 damage. I will deal that 1 damage to the minion here. And also we can draw a card. That is also good. Alright, so we do have 1 attack that we can... No, actually, wait. Let me reverse that. Because I will do that attack. But I will also activate Caleb during my main phase, and I will attack with that weapon, but I will discard up to 4 cards. I will actually not do that. No. It's all fine. It's all fine the way I did it, because I just have too much to equip at the moment. So, I equip that one, and that one, and this one. So I have 3 weapons equipped, and then I will pay 3 fuel to get another slot, so I can actually equip all 4 cards. Let me put that away and do it like this. So I cannot equip more than 4 weapons anyway, so let me just put all of them right here with these 4. Right. That was a pretty decent turn, actually. Next turn I will do a lot of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have the afterburn one. No, that one is there. Whose turn is it? It is the boss's turn, which is pretty bad because we discard a card from the deck, and we also suffer 1 damage. So we're almost dead. Alright, discard a card then. Draw a card, I mean. Discard a card from the boss deck. Okay, will do. And then another card, discard a card from the boss deck. Okay, we are running through the deck. We need to heal up and do damage ASAP. Alright, it is our turn. Alright, so I will first attack with 1, 2, I will do 5 damage. I will do these 2 damage, I will direct to the minion. So it is gone. And then this 3 damage, I will direct at the boss. And then this one here is another 2 damage, also at the boss, so it is down to 48. And we will gain 1 health. Okay, that is better than nothing. Also, we can destroy the top card of any supply deck, which could be interesting. Which would be interesting? This is pretty decent here. This is pretty good. This one isn't. That could also be interesting, but not now. I don't think, not at the moment. So I will destroy that one. Okay. And then I will use my. I will equip a few weapons. And then what I will do actually, yeah, that's fine. I only have 3 in hand, but that's still okay, I think. With these 3, I will, let me think. What does this do? Attack with any player's weapon. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. Return that card to the top or bottom of the deck. That is actually not too bad. I think I will actually use the 3 fuel here to like charge to use that tech immediately. So I can now discard with any weapon. And then take a look at that card there. So I will attack with this one here. I will deal 2 damage. And also, if the Homeworld has no power, it powers up once. That is good. And then this one here would be us. So we will just leave it at the top of the deck. That is good. Yeah, that is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, and then, surprise, it's our turn again. So, I will now use my ability here. That means I will discard 4 cards. I will discard these 4 cards here in order to do 8 more damage. Plus the 3 damage here, that is 11 damage. So it's down to 35. Okay, we are getting there, almost halfway down. We are getting there. So this is attacked, okay. And then we have 2 fuel or 3, depending on what we want to do. Because no, we have 2. We have 2 fuel here. With that, we can't do a whole lot. I will actually power up once, and then I will use the afterburn ability to power up again. Okay, interesting. Yeah, like that it's fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I think it's the boss's turn again. Yeah, it is. The Homeworld suffers 2 damage. That is a strike. Okay, so down to 21. Not perfect, but okay. And then any player suffers... Oh no, that's a minion, and it would damage us for 1 health, which is also not great. So we are almost dead here. Oh man. Alright, so let me just shuffle the deck here. Like this. It is our turn. That is good. So I will equip a few weapons, of course. That one as well. And then we have 3. We have 3 energy also, and now this one works. If you have the maximum number of slots, which I do, the Homeworld gains 1 health. And that is good. So now we can slowly also like heal the Homeworld, although it would be important to heal us, but that's fine. And with the 3 energy here, what will I do with the 3 fuel? I think I will use 2 to actually power up here, and the other one I will just discard. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is our turn again. That is good. So we will do 3 damage. Yeah, we will do 3 damage. And also draw a card. So down to, well, actually no, let me do the 3 damage here. Like that. So let me think what we can do here. First I will equip all kinds of weapons here. Like that. I think that works. The issue is we have 3. I would like to attack one more time to attack that one, but I don't think we can do that because we might actually die quite soon. Yeah, well, no, we can't do that. So I will just use 2 of those to power up again, and the last one I will just discard. Oh man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would be good if it... Oh, it's us again. That's good. We're so lucky. Okay, that means we can now do a lot of damage. Here we can deal 2 damage here with that one, and I will just get rid of that minion, and also the Homeworld powers... Oh no, the Homeworld only powers up if it has no power. Well, that doesn't do anything then. And also we have 3 damage here and 2 damage here. That is another 5 damage. That would be 30, like this. And also we gain 1 health. And we can destroy the top card of any supply deck. This one isn't too great, so I will destroy that one. What do we have here? Attack with any player's weapon, increases damage by 2. And also we can discard a card and then power up. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, that works. Then it's my turn. I will equip this weapon here. Then I will use my ability. I will discard all of these cards here. I will discard all of these to do 8 more damage. 8 plus 3, that's 11 damage. So down to 19. Alright, we're getting there. We are getting there, and also then I will use the Afterburn ability to power up one more time. Alright, wow. That was pretty good. Alright, so 1. That was a very good turn, but now it's the boss's turn twice. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. So let's see if we can actually make that. It will be pretty tough. Alright, so first card. Any player's powers down, alright, and suffers 1 damage. Oh, okay. Let's see. The players collectively discard 2 cards. Okay, that is not horribly bad. I'll just discard these 2 here. That is not good, but it's okay. Could be worse. And then it's like the boss's turn again. Let's see. Any player suffers 3 damage or discard 3 cards from the boss deck. Yeah, 3 damage would kill us. So let's discard 3 cards from the boss deck. It will soon be level 3. Alright, and last card. The players collectively discard 2 cards. I don't have any cards left in my hand. Almost. Yeah, let me then, I guess, discard these 2. Okay, so the boss is almost level 3, which is the last level. Right? And then we really need to get rid of it soon. Alright, it is our turn. We only have that 1 card that we will equip, and that's it. That's our turn, because we don't have anything else. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then it is the boss's turn. Let's draw a card. That is a minion. That would damage us and the Homeworld each turn. So that is 3 hearts here. Alright, and then the second card is a strike. Any player suffers 2 damage. That is us. And also discard a card from the boss deck. We can't do that. So first we need to shuffle these. Like that. We discard a card. And the boss is now on level 3. It is the same thing. except that now we draw 3 cards instead of just 2, and each minion receives like 2 health when entering, and also minions in play receive 1 extra health. So they are like stronger and stronger. Oh man. It is the boss's turn again. We suffer 1 damage. We can't suffer 1 damage, so instead the Homeworld suffers 2 damage. And then the Homeworld suffers another damage. So it's down to 19. Oh man, 19. Okay, and then we draw 3 cards. First of all, the Homeworld suffers 1 damage and we discard a card. Okay. Then we have another minion with 4 health. Let me just find 4 of these tokens here. I'm really making a mess, but I mean, I might be a little bit nervous because we might actually lose this game. And then the third one is another minion. Oh no. With 5 health. That would damage us. Okay. Remember, every time we receive damage now, instead the Homeworld receives twice the damage. And the worst thing is that we cannot gain any health while we are exhausted. That's pretty bad. So, it's our turn again. We can deal 1 damage and draw a card. Who do we damage? We should damage the minions, right? But I think it's better if we just try to get rid of him as soon as possible. I think, right? So, yeah, let's just damage him. And just hope that we can get through with that. Alright, let's just equip all the weapons we have. Like this. And with these 3, I will just start powering up. That's all we can do at the moment, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Turn order is us again, of course. So we cannot gain that 1 health, but we deal 2, 4, 5 damage. We could get rid of one of the minions, but you know what? I'll go all out on the boss now. We cannot stall any longer. We just need to hurry up now. And then let me put them in this order here. And then we can equip another weapon. 1, 2, 4, 6. We have 6 power. We can completely power up with that. That is good. That means next round we can do quite a lot of damage. We can almost finish him off next round if everything goes well. Okay, we just need to like hurry up now. Like not hurry up like in the sense that we need to play faster, but that we need to kill him as soon as we can. That is very, very important. Otherwise we will definitely not win. Let me just do it like that. I think that works. Okay. It is our turn. That is good. So we can deal 3 damage, which I will do. I will deal 3 damage now. Alright, so the boss is down to 10, and I think we can now win. I will equip this card, and then I will use my ability, discard these 4 cards in whichever order, in this order, which is another 8 damage, plus 3 damage. That means that's 11 damage and we actually finish off the boss. So yeah, we made it. We defeated the Dirathian Behemoth because they would have now dealt 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 damage to the Homeworld each round, right? And the boss would have, like each boss turn, oh they're both at the bottom, luckily, but each boss turn, that means like 14 health within that 1 round here, right? So that was quite close, but we actually didn't make it quite well. That's pretty nice, yeah. And that is how you play Astro Knights. That was the first of 4 expeditions, but we're not quite done yet, because now we do have a bit of story here at the end. So let me just see here. Post-fight 1, and then we have the pre-fight 2, which I will then read next time. Post-fight 1. Let me just put that maybe over here, like this. Through the smoke rising from the barrel of his pistol, Caleb can see the monstrous beast start to collapse. He grabs Reshi by the arm, hauling the mechanic back just in time before the behemoth collapses, sending up a huge blast of ice and snow. Woohoo! Xana's head pops out of the mound of snow, shaking her hair like a wet dog. Now that's what I call a salvage mission. Why can't every scrap heap be this fun? I don't consider almost dying to be fun, Rishi counters, folding her arms. This would be considered an everyday mission for the Astro Knights. ZAK says, leaving their sniper perch and coming to rejoin the group. It is our solemn vow to protect the universe from anything that would threaten life and peace. But the Astro Knights aren't real, Rishi argues. They're a fairy tale. A story you tell kids so they can grow up assuming the world isn't just random and painful. No, they're real. Xana is staring at ZAK with something close to awe. My Bavi, our village grandmother, told me about how they saved her back when she was just a little girl. They fought off a rampaging Corlin like it was nothing. They're heroes. Superheroes. Now I appear to be the only one remaining from that era, the natural consequence of an inorganic form. ZAK's rigid metal shoulders slump ever so slightly, and Caleb wonders just how intelligent this machine really is. The labship Athena is destroyed beyond reasonable repair, and the two remaining star cores in my position are unassigned. Whoa, Caleb holds up his hands. Listen, ZAK, we appreciate your help with not getting smashed to a pulp by that overgrown polar bear. But we aren't your new recruits. I've heard the legends of the original Astro Knights. They were war heroes and geniuses, the best of the best people in the entire universe. We're just a couple of scrappers trying to make a quick buck. We're no heroes. Caleb slides his pistol into its holster, his hand lingering over it for a moment too long. We're just people. ZAK tilts their head to the side again, processing the information. I understand. The task of an Astro Knight is not one to be forced upon someone. I suppose the universe will simply wait until a suitable team of candidates can be reached. The universe survived a couple hundred years without them, Caleb says, clapping ZAK on the shoulder. It'll be fine a little longer. Come on, we'll take you with us to the Galactic Bazaar. You can hitch a ride to anywhere from here. Alright, and then we return the Behemoth back to the box, and then we can read the next section when we're ready to start the new battle. And then we will also unlock new things to our mission, but not today. We will see all of that in the next video. Alright, so that was my first playthrough of Astro Knights Eternity. I hope you enjoyed it despite the storm raging outside, but that's just the way it is, I suppose. Thank you very much for watching. You will see the next part of the series very soon on my channel. I will probably record it later today or tomorrow, to be frank. As usual, I want to thank all of you for your support. I'm thankful for each single one of you. The biggest shout out goes out to my patrons who are very generous by supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much for that. The biggest thanks goes out to Thecos, who's currently the most generous supporter at the highest tier. I'm very, very grateful for that. You can support me in numerous ways. You can watch my videos, of course. You can like them, comment below them. You can even subscribe to my channel if you like my content enough. You can also support me on Patreon, and you can also join my Discord server in case you would like to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.